So dear respected teacher, dear noble community, good morning. Today is June 19th, right? The year 2019. We are on the day of mindfulness on the Deer Park Monastery. Welcome for all friends come for the day of mindfulness. I realize that today is what is that? Someone say something? So today is a Father's Day, right? Yeah, happy Father's Day. I got this morning, all the brothers, we get the flowers, the gift from sisters to remind us that it's Father's Day. And we very happy that we received it. We recognize that the Father inside of ourselves, the Father to be, and all the fathers in the world. We celebrate to cherish their presence. So to hear my voice, okay? Good? Yeah? So this Sangha, right now I really feel that is whatever I touch my head, I realize that I'm very lucky to be a monk. Because to be a monk, a monastic, thank you for reminding us to come back. So we don't need to worry about the need to find the job to do, the work to do, and the shelter to stay. We're lucky to stay in our Sangha. And a lot of fathers, a lot of young men, I realized that if I were not a monk, I will grow like them. I will grow up and I will graduate. I will find a job and get the money, and then I will have a family, partner, maybe have a child, become father, and struggling about only to get money to build a house. So those kind of things is naturally happen in our life. So become monastic, our teacher reminding us that you need to remember to touch our bald head, to reminding us that we are a monk. We are so lucky. And our jobs is the practice to nourish ourselves, to transform ourselves, and to have all beings to practice. So today on the Father's Day, I really want to share about the topic of being grateful, being happy. And I really invite you to coming back to realize that what kind of things that make you feel happy at this moment. What is the vow, the aspiration alive in yourself now? And make you feel happy. If you don't feel happy, what prevents you to be happy? Do you feel grateful to be alive? Do you feel grateful to be who you are now, or you feel suffered as you are now? Every morning, I think when I wake up, I try this time to practice is cherish my life. I know when I will die, and I remember I learned the time that I become monastic that we practice the Gatha when we wake up. And waking up this morning, I smile. That is the things that reminded me when I wake up to do, to practice with the Gatha. The smiling can be the first action we're supposed to do as monastic when we wake up, because we think that we can wake up to have one day to live. In our society, scientists, they found out that in the brain of human beings, the first thing of human beings do when they wake up is they think about the future. They think about, so they do research. They research about brain of the people when they sleep. So more than 80% of the human being's brain, when they wake up, they think about their works. They need to do repair purpose and work to do. The second is they think about I need to be on time. I need to be something to be on time. So they think about something they need to do, but they never think about their body. So our monastic, we learn how to be with our body first. Waking up this morning, I smile. I offer a smile to me, because I don't know that today is the last day in my life. So to be continued, I want to show you the movie, not the movie, but the I want to go here. I don't know how to say in English. I take more time so that my talk will pass quick. So there is a short video I found out in YouTube about one TikTok, but there is a research about the gratitude. 5 minutes. I invite you to watch and to listen and to reflect to your life. What makes you feel grateful now? What kind of day that you want to be? You want to have for your time, your life. What's the day that you want to be? Please enjoy.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. look at the sky, we so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, it's unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you. That everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
So dear Sangha, do you enjoy the video? Yeah? Thank you. And I think that is the message I want to share this morning. And I feel that the reason I want to choose this video because the voice of the man is really like wise voice, huh? Yeah, like a father is like the wise one, the father, and the voice of the experiences, and we listened. And maybe the voice of myself, so young, I don't go through the experiences. Maybe no one to listen. So this is really close to our practice of mindfulness, that we don't cherish our life. You know, so far a lot of all the young people, even elders, we forget our life. We just live in the Wi-Fi, iPhones, internet. You know, we always had party and we sit there, but we don't see each other. We just look at our phone to check Facebook, stuff like that. So look to see that is come back to ourselves to see one day is it's not the day, another day for you, but it's give it one day because we don't know tomorrow we will live again. Is that really wise to think that way? We think that another day, yes, I will do tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I will do it. But tomorrow is mean 100 years. Today, now, or never. So I just lost my father. And I see that this kind of things that when the time I take care of my father is the insights, the gratitude, the experiences. I want to live my life in such a way that I notice myself. And there is always something to be grateful. But why we always drown in the difficulties that we have now? Sadness, suffering, struggling. So we have a habit to really want to stuck in one things happened. For example, we have difficulties with someone. We cannot talk to that person, and then we close our life. We close off. We don't want to get in touch with others. So those kind of problems, when we practice, we realize that is the energy of mindfulness that always help us to bring our mind back to our body to realize that we are our life more than that difficulties. We have that difficulties with that person, but we can approach with the others. We can touch with the nature, we can touch with the Sangha. So our life flowing in the direction of healing and nourishment again, not stuck in one little situation. So for those of us have lived with gratitude, and I think that is always grateful people, I think are happy people. Are you agree with us? Yeah. So I will run the board a little bit. So today, all the brothers and sisters want me to share about my father, but I want to go around a little bit so that I don't get the strong emotion. So there is a practice about the gratitude. First of all is when you listen to the video, you see that is the way to see bring the energy of gratefulness to respond to life is our choice. To see that the day that we live today, maybe the first day or the last day in our life, and then we can spend our life fully and happy. If we think that is we have our lifespan 100 years, 60 years, 40 years, some of us have that kind of notions, but we never live in that long, 50 years. Because in that 50 years, 60 years, we still sinking in suffering. We never live our life in the energy of gratefulness, in the energy of happiness. So I want to, so the energy of mindfulness. There is gratitude. There is happiness. So the mindfulness in Chinese is this is a mind, and this is a present moment. So the mind or heart, present moment. We always forget our life is just only happen in the present moments. So we practice mindful, with the energy of mindfulness. We always check ourselves, the habit to run away, to be carried away with things like a Wi-Fi, I touch iPhone, internet, or resentment, irritation with someone that we have problem in the present. So we practice, we always to bring mind and heart to the present moment, to the now and the here, to realize what's happening in our life. So we have energy of mindfulness, shine light. So the other day I do walking with the Sangha, I really respect and love the sunshine. And when I be mindful about the sunshine, I really feel she's there. She touched my shoulder, she touched my cheek, and I feel warm. And I respect to the sunshine, and then I cherish the sunshine present. So I be grateful for the sunshine, be there for me. Very warm. You know, it's not much vitamin D in the East Coast. A lot of monks and nuns, we check, most of us, we don't have enough vitamin D because the sunshine. We don't have enough sun. So we feel grateful. Whatever I feel grateful for something, I really feel cherished. I feel precious to have that and respect to that. I feel, and that brings me happiness. So this is mindfulness, give us the energy of great gratitude, and this is bring the happiness. And the more I feel happy, I continue to cultivate my happiness again. And this can go the other way. Mindfulness is a source of happiness. So we come back to be aware what is happening in our life. We see that this is a day that I want to live my day deeply, so that tomorrow I don't feel regrets. And I feel that today is good to open our eyes, and surprise that is the eyes to open. So this is a message that is it's not Thay, our teacher, mentioned a lot, but you see the wise man, he shared, because you know, a lot of people, they don't see the sunshine, they're in the prisons, and a lot of people, they cannot see the beautiful planet Earth. So we have eyes. Why we don't enjoy our life? To see beloved ones, maybe see them last time to see them. There are 4 gratitudes, gratefulness that we get in touch with our life. That is, first of all, is gratitude to our teachers. The second is to our parents, and the third is to our friends, and the fourth is all beings. So when I was 14 years old, I have a chance to firstly ordained. Actually, I become the aspirant first, and then 2 years after that, become a novice monk. So I want to share my life, my story. I think there are 3 men in this life. I think I cherish a lot. But already 2 men passed away, and 1 man is on the wheelchair. First one is my root teacher. My root teacher is my first blood uncle. So I think if the actions of that not happened, I cannot become Man Tue, is the monk. So that's summer. On the summer after I finished 6th grade, and my root teacher, that is my first uncle, he came to my grandparents' house and also my house, my father's house. And we every year we have a celebration of my grandfather Memorial Day. So that day suddenly he asked me, "Hey, Juan, come. Hey, my dear grandchild, come. Do you want to come, monk?" I said, "Yes, why not?" And then later on, I come back to my house. I said, "Oh no, I just say yes. I don't know. I don't know anything. Just say yes naturally." And then I remember in the past what I say yes, I could do very well. And I afraid. I feel was then a little bit doubts. And I asked my father and my mother and said, "Do you think that I can become a monk?" My father said, "Wow, it's good. You're good. You're good to become a monk." And then I don't trust 100%. And I asked another best friend, actually my sister. She's older than me, 2 years old. And I always ask her because she's very close to me. And my dear sister, how do you think I can be a monk? I can practice a monk. It's okay. He said, "Wow, it's very happy. You can be a monk. I think you can be a monk. Very beautiful." So, yes, that's it. And that day in the afternoon, I just grabbed a little my backpack, some pairs of clothes, to go together with my root teacher to up to the root temple, the hill temple where they ordained also in the past. I become a monk after, so I will be after 3 days, 4 days. We check around, and he said, "You just be together with the other aspirants to see if you like. You stay here." And then after 3 days, 4 days, I check. I feel that, wow, it's cool. I can be an aspirant. And I become an aspirant for 2 years, 2 years and a half. On the age of 16, I really become novice. And during the time that we train as a novice, I feel so touched and so moved that I read the books of Thầy about talking to the 20 years old young man. So this gives me inspiration to see that when you become a monk, you see that your father and mother is it's not about you lost them, but you have them in your life. When you look at your left hand, your right hand, you can see them. And that is a deep aspiration that man can have to notice big aspiration to have a lot of people in the world. You don't need to have stuck that you stay in a house, in a family, that you love their parents. But when you become monastic, you love them more. So I really feel that I love my mom and my dad a lot. But when I become a monastic, I love them more. So 2006, my root teacher also, after I practiced as a novice for 7 years, and the Sangha there, they came back Vietnam after 40 years exiled, 2005. So I really have a chance by the Sangha asked me, and the root teacher asked me to come to Plum 2006, and I stayed there, come together with the other 4 months. And I thought I stayed just only 6 months, and then I stayed 2 years. I never see that my future is going by the thing that I planned. I planned 6 months, but actually 2 years in Plumless. And my teachers have a wish that he recognized me, that he want me to stay here in the West longer, so that I have experience to help my brothers, to help brothers to build in the root temple. So and then 2008, I came asked by the Sangha to be agreed to go to Deer Park to continue to a journey in my monastic life. So actually 2006, the first when I came to Plumless, I fully ordained as a Bhikshu. So Thầy, teacher of Plumless, also become my second teacher. So he's a Thầy, also my teacher. Then 2009, 2008, I came to Deer Park, and I continue my journey to practice together with the Sangha to build Sangha in Deer Park. Before I left, Thầy said that you, after 3 years, you come back to Plumless. And I stayed there for 9 years. But I just stayed for 1 year, 2009, and I heard Sister Chang Kong and Sangha in Plumless called to Deer Park, asked me to come back to the temple, because my root teacher was very ill in the cancer. So I came back together with my 3 brothers, with the other centers, and we attended for him for 1 week, and I passed away in peaceful. I remember before when I came back there, and he touched my head, he said that, why you come back? You don't need to come back. How is Thay's health? He asked about Thay's health. And then after you visit here, you come back there, okay? He really want me to come back here to learn. So a lot of expectation. So that is my good teacher, and then Thầy, our second teacher. And in Deer Park, I received the lamp. So I really have a lot of gratitude to Root Temple, where I ordained, and Plumless, where I fully ordained as Bhikshus, and in Deer Park, where I received lamp and practice to transform my practice. So I know a lot, like I owe them something. So those kind of 3 centers bring me a lot of happiness, experiences, growth, and of course going up with a lot of sufferings pass by. So I didn't have a chance to share this in front of the Sangha, so I take opportunity to share with you. So when my teacher, root teacher, passed away, I feel that when I come back to Deer Park, I contemplate like this. Root Temple is not only in Hue, Vietnam, but Root Temple can be everywhere, like Thầy shared with our Sangha. If we practice, we come back to our roots, and we know that teacher is there. We want to do what teacher wish you to do, and the teacher can't not do, and you have your roots. So whatever I practice, I really remember to play with the Sangha, to contribute to the young people. My root teacher, he never have a chance to go sightseeing, to go the other temples, because he was very busy as the job of abbots. A lot of pressure from the women, from the root temple branches, different temples around, the uncle teachers here and there. So that is bring he stress, and the illness increase as the last year before he passed away. And whenever I stay in Deer Park, I got news that my brothers fight and have a problem. Suffering in Root Temple, I was very suffered, and I don't know what I can do. Last trip to Vietnam, somehow there was one younger brother. He approached me and he said that 10 years I didn't see you, but today I realized that you more Westerner, you more Western than Hue. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what does it mean. He said that you more Western than last 10 years. So part of that I feel happy because I changed. But the other ways I feel so sad. Maybe I lose my roots or something. Maybe I don't feel mặn ma, you know. It's like, how can we say mặn ma? Like tasty, salty, so deep in love, care for the others, like too independent on myself. So in Vietnam, like when you go to the tea, you need to have to be close to someone, and we need to talk, we need to be closer, to share. In the West, you free, you go, you do whatever you like. You don't need to ask for suggestion. You feel confident. So sometimes I feel too confident, and that brings some suffering, hurts, and care. Relationship not too deep. So my brother share like that. And I reflect. I feel maybe that is the years that when I stay too long in Deer Park, and now 1.5 years in Blue Cliff, I recognize it. I really feel struggling when my father passed away. So last October, I heard the news that my father diagnosed as the lungs cancer, 4th stage. And I asked the Sangha to have a trip to Vietnam for 5 months and 20 days. That is almost maximum that my green card can allow to go. Because I don't know that what happened, and I know that maybe my fathers cannot handle it. And you know, I feel so. I have a lot of young people and people, but one thing that I want to have my parents, but I didn't have a chance to have them. But the practice with the Plum tradition. So recently, 5 years, recently I asked both of them to sit, to enjoy sitting meditation and slow walking meditation together before they go to the rice field to work. So they do that very well. But suddenly my father gets sick. So when I asked my sangha to ready to go back to my father, to take care of my father in Vietnam, I prepare everything. I prepare the qigong that I want to offer. I prepare the supplements, the medicines. I research the way that heal the cancer, everything. So stressful. I do everything. But when I get to the hospital, I drop everything. I just see his eyes, and he just understand that, wow, thank you for coming. So I'm suffering, please come to help. I just feel his voice like that. And then I want to answer is, yes, I'm here for you, Father. So there is fear and stress and suffering when I come to Vietnam. So I want to share this. Fear, stress, and suffering, that is when I go to Vietnam. My father is the one man that I cherish so much. So I had a chance to be with my father about 3 weeks in the hospital, but I realized that there is no hope in the hospital because in the room so small, and there are 10 men in the hospital, and all of them suffer so much with their body. So every time I want to ask my father to do walking meditation around the hospitals, and the people look at that and they feel a little bit relief, a little bit at peace. But we just walk for about 100 steps because my father cannot walk very far. The health is like go slowly, very weak. Immune system go down so quickly. And then I got the results finally from the doctor, and I feel, wow, it's like I want to cry. It's like it's very serious. The system in the brain, the bones and the lung is cannot heal. It's too late. So I just want to offer love to him. Whatever I do, massage, I sit there for him to do massage. I hold in hand to do walking. And the men around, they feel, they want to sit like that moment together. And I feel so happy to offer that kind of things. So after 3 weeks, we have a meeting together with my brother and sister. We bring my father back home. So we have a chance to have a special food, to have a special diet, to do sitting meditation, to have a qigong practice every day. So freely, so I surprised that about 2 months. He very happy about 2 months. And then I asked him, Father, do you remember you smile and breathe? I said, yes, I remember, I know. I smile every day, I breathe every day. I send love to the pain, but you know what? The pain is still not go away. It's very tough. It's very human. And that day, usually every day he wake up at 5 o'clock, and then he have some kind of hot water and tea, and I have a tea with him, and my brother and sister come. But today he seemed like he sleep until 6 o'clock. He breathed very gentle. And I felt so worried, maybe he's gone today. So then I came to his bed, and then I shared, I holding the pole to the hand. I feel his breath a little bit weaker. So I said that, wow, I think, Father, please breathe. I here for you. And then I I ask my brother to come, ask my mother come, and then we sit around the area, and I know that this morning he will go. And that day is a beautiful day, sunshine, beautiful. So about 30 minutes, I sit there, and I offer the contemplating about no coming, no going. I know that maybe there is a last chance to do this. So I breathe in and breathe out, and I say, Father, maybe this time you can contemplate with us. This, your body is not yours. And you are not limited by this body because you are in me. I will be your continuation. Remember that. You are in my younger brothers. You are in my mom. You are not limited boundaries. You are not. You are alive without boundaries. You have never been born and you have never died. And look at me, Father. Look at the life, the ocean, and the sky filled with the stars. Manifestation from my wondrous true mind. And then this moment, I know that your body is with a lot of pain and sorrow or sadness. But when you breathe, remember you can let go. You can go peacefully. If you want to go, you can go. And then I will be your continuation. But when I share that one, it's a lot of fear. I have a lot of fear. You know, it's like you love someone and you sit there, you just share something and then they go. A lot of fear. Fear goes up in me, stress, and then the fear of losing beloved one. And after this minute, I don't see him again. So I get in touch with fear. I don't know that we have 10 more minutes for me to share. So I get in touch with fear. Accepting. Embracing. So in that moment, it gives me the time to practice, to face to death. You lose your beloved one anyway. The moment in life, you need to accept. Everyone will face that moment, early or sooner or later. So that moment, I cultivate energy of love, mindfulness, concentration. So the practice as a monk, my mother and my sister and brothers, they cry a lot. I said, breathe. We need to breathe, we need to be. So in Vietnam, we very afraid, scared to be with someone about dying that moment. So first of all, we get in touch with fear of losing people, accept it, embrace it by breathing. When I look deeply, I see that is, dear Father, if you want to go, please go peacefully. Because this body is impermanent. You let go of this body. It's okay, 67 years with your soul, your love, your beautiful qualities. I continue you. I share in that moment. Remember, I am your continuation. So if you want to go, you go, but you remember you are here in my heart. I will continue you. Look deeply and see that. All the good qualities come up. All the virtues that you are playful, you are so compassionate. You love my mom so much. You work very hard to raise six of us. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. And you are so lucky you have a beautiful and lovely monk like me. So I just water the good seeds in myself. So I share that way. So I had to leave. And then about 6:30, he breathed slowly, and then there he go. So he go, no pain. Just only breathe in, and then he let go, breathe in, and he go. So I'm surprised that is not in pain, because we ready to have some painkiller and special for him to, if he in pain, but no, he just so we do ceremony, and we do ceremony for 6 days. We ask monks in the temple to do the ceremony, and then we ask Chongkong to come to offer a talk. So the moment we offer a hug, and at night time, we share with him and with the whole family before we bring the coffin to the place that we call the funeral place. We have a lot of compassion. So I see that when we get in touch, it take a lot of time to sit. I didn't want to talk. Every morning, I sit together with my brothers and sisters and my mother to read in the water seeds of my father, my mother, they are in me. We read that one. And we do the touching the earth in the morning. I ask my father and my mother and brother and sister to do that and look deeply to understand his suffering. Last 67 years, he's struggling as youngest brother in my grandfather's side, and my mother is youngest sister, youngest daughter in my mother's side. So both of them, they come together, married together, and they are both not listened by the elders. They carry that suffering. And that's why they take care of their children very well. They don't want us to be like that again. They love us very well. So we want to look deeply to understand that one. And we love my father so much. And in the morning we do sitting and we walking. So I feel that when we practice, we face to the fear, stress, and suffering during the time that I have 5 months in Vietnam, and give me the compassion and solidity in my practice. I want to be, I want to live for him. I want to be more solid. I want to be a happy monk. I want to be open up in order to bring him to the future. To practice for my parents, to practice my root teacher, to transform myself, to not get caught to little things. So recently, I don't want to get in touch with a lot of things outside, but I find a way to sit more, and I still energy is still cooking in my consciousness. So sometimes it was very a little bit introvert this time, a little bit sad also, a little bit fearful to the people that I can be. I met someone is suffered or stressed or suffer, and I feel that there is a time we turn to another pace of my life. So in Brookleaf, I need to deal with loss, feeling loss of my father. In Deer Park, dealing with feeling loss of my root teacher. So last time when I come after everything done, I go back to the temple for 1 month, and I be with Thầy every time we do walk and meditation, and I feel that is Thầy cannot walk anymore, so I make a vow to enjoy walking meditation for him, and to be in breath, out breath, and practice for him. And I know that is maybe this is the last chance I can see him face by face. So really happy that you see Thầy still there. It's my the man that I admire so much. So time's up. I think too long. Right now already 1 hour sharing. So hopefully I share this to the Sangha so that you understand me. And I didn't have a time to prepare a lot because I don't want to just share about my father only, but I want to share about the things that I also been doing, so that the Sangha you can see that today is the Father's Day, is all the man, the father to be, the monks, the man in this world, they are great. They have a lot of patience, they have a lot of struggling to be a father, to be a teacher. And the first one is our teacher. So if you want to love them, you want to practice for them, you see that the quality in them, you can continue, or the things that they cannot do, you want to do for them. So Thầy, our teacher, is still alive. He is Hindu teacher in Dut temple in Vietnam. So what kind of things that you want to continue, you want to live and practice for him, so you can reflect and practice for him. And for any of you have difficulties or suffering with your father, with your brothers, with your teacher, you think that when people pass away, when they die, where you are going and where they are going. So when you get angry with that person, when you get upset with that person, we cannot talk to that person, to contemplate again the gata of the anger, get angry in the ultimate dimension. In 100 years, where that person go and where I'm going. So I really cherish this time that my life. I met a lot of great friends and great all beings. That is the third and the fourth elements of gratitude. And I don't have a chance to share, but the people that come to ask me for help and then listen to me and help me to grow, I feel so grateful. If this life I don't have a chance to pay respect and gratitude to you, next life continue. So we still friends together, we still on the path. Thank you so much for your listening. This moment, let us enjoy the sound of the bell. May all beings, friends, teachers and our fathers, parents will be well and happy, and may they practice and transform themselves, become the great beings.